Hello everybody, welcome. We are streaming. It is Friday. Happy Friday everyone, and we are live. We are going to attempt to continue and hopefully finish Cayne, which is the prequel to Stasis. I really liked Stasis a lot. Got a little salty with Cayne the last time I played it, mainly because the puzzle I had to solve had no logic to it. Basically, there was a fuse box with a fuse missing, and the way to solve the puzzle, which I had no clue unless I looked it up, was to take some protein powder, throw it on an ID card, and then put the ID card into the fuse box. How that makes the fuse box work and power the door, I don't know, but I'm going to stop complaining. We're going to finish it. I have a walkthrough. Anybody who wants to go, like, backseat me, give me hints,
can you dig it? Can you
feel
dig
free.
It?
I appreciate it.
Can you dig it?
Can you dig it? Of course, that means Camilio has entered the room. How's it going, Camilio? Welcome, Zero Dine, as well, and everybody else. Let's see if we can finish this today. I've really looking forward to the next game, but I want to make sure that this is going to be an enjoyable experience for everybody, and we're not like stuck trying to figure things out and, you know, just be in a situation where, like, you know, I'm just putting random items together to solve puzzles. I don't want to be in that situation, so we'll figure it out. Apart from that puzzle, any other problems? No, the game is got better graphics than Stasis. It's a very cool premise, but the puzzles are just like, what the heck? Beyond that, it's good. I can't have no complaints. I mean, look, it's free. Definitely, if you play Stasis or have played Stasis, you want to play this. You want to play Cayne. So, I'm gonna obviously finish it. Whether we finish it today is another story, but we'll be there. I want to see where this story goes. Obviously, this is the story of Project Seed, which was mentioned in Stasis, part of the ongoing story. This is actually a prequel to Stasis, so. There we go. Cayne. Okay, so we're going to continue it. We're about to go into some kind of printing room, EDT room they call it, and there's some items there I think we need to interact with in order to get to other parts of wherever the heck it is we are. I don't know if we're on a spaceship, I don't know if we're like in a laboratory on the ground. All we know is that she's pregnant and doesn't want their baby, but they're doing experiments on her, and it's like evil stuff, so let's see where it goes. Okay, so PDPT printer room, let's go in there. Also, I wish I would have made this easier for her to run around in. Maybe put a ramp on the other side, but yeah, so this is a secret right here that they don't tell you is an actual secret or allude you to. You're just supposed to look at it. This is supposed to uncover some kind of like secret message that I don't really think has anything to do with the game. I think on the Steam version, it's an achievement. Here in GOG, it's not, so I'm not too worried about it. This is the fuse box. Let's... Melted circuit breaker is now imprinted on the card surface. Alright, let's see if we can do this. To go to the fuse box. We need to take out the ID card first and then put it with the box.
I don't think it works that way.
See, that's what you're supposed to do, but it's telling me I don't think it works that way.
No.
It's funny that she's laughing at the most obvious thing that would actually fix a fuse box. This Omni tool, which is basically... well, it is what it is. I think we were supposed to put protein powder on this, and I thought we did. Did we not do it? I hope I'm not locked out if we didn't do it. Hey, Brand Scott, how's it going? It is what it is, exactly. Brand Scott, really enjoyed your stream last night with those stories. You definitely need to write a book, my friend. Okay, so we were supposed to dump protein powder on this. This is why I have a guide up, because this game combined open protein powder with ID card. I think we did that. Use the ID card covered in protein powder on the fuse box. Combine the Omni tool or blade with the ID card with imprint. Use the ID card template on the fuse box. Okay. This is bizarre. Yeah, this is actually free if you want to check it out. It's a sequel to a game called Stasis, which I played right before this, and it's a pretty good game. There we go. Okay, now this game is a little iffy so far. Some of the puzzle outcomes are kind of weird, but now that we use this tool, we were able to carve this in the shape of the box, and it makes a little more sense. Well, the hole that's in the fuse box. Yeah, I think it's free on GOG, but it's pretty good so far. She's a pregnant woman, and somehow they're doing experiments. She doesn't want her baby, but the beginning was pretty crazy. I don't know how that opens the door, but it does. All right, quick save.
Sorry, I mean, gee whiskers.
What is it?
It's brains.
Brains?
Brains.
Animal?
No, I don't think so.
Alright, let's read the PDA. Brains are splattered all over that bed over there. Sharon Cayne Musk, January 27. That fucking bitch, I mean it, I get it. She's John's daughter, she's a big deal or whatever, but I'm a Cayne. And that spoiled brat needs to know her place. What's up with her face? So maybe I'm not her biological mother, not some nobody gutter whore who from the dust colonies, but her father and I are lovers now, and she has to accept that and show some respect. I think I'm going to start insisting that she calls me mother, just for today's insolence, and I can probably use John's pathetic piety to play the two of them against each other when she inevitably defies me. That should be amusing. Besides, without me, the whole team would be totally screwed because I'm the only one who can go near Samantha. Me, not Julia. Not even John. Me. Samantha was talked about in the first game, Stasis, that we played, which is actually takes place after this one. He was like some kind of like half fish, half humanoid creature. They had her in an iron lung, but we didn't actually get to look at her. Didn't wash her hands for 20 seconds. Well, Gotta sing the happy birthday song twice. Samantha and I have mutual understanding, I think, an experimental bond. Me with my disabilities, and she with her idiosyncrasies. Ever since the stroke, people treat me like I'm different. Oh, she had a stroke. Okay, I'm not gonna make fun of her now because of that. I was like, what is going on there? I thought maybe they were doing some kind of like plastic surgery experiments or something. I apologize. Like I'm other. So I can empathize with her. She's more than just a product to me. She's a collaborator, conspirator. Even it's not like anybody knows about our special experiments. The CEO has arrived at the facility. If I hadn't handled some of the paperwork myself, I'd probably have known anyway, because John was especially devout about his purification rituals when we met last night. I was still scrubbing blood out of the upholstery this morning. The shit I tolerate for my career prospects. March 23rd. Since when am I accountable for the fucking support staff? That Danny Boland has become a constant and insufferable nuisance. He died earlier in the game, skulking around in my lab and asking too many questions. He's in charge of managing the facility's life support system, not our research work. Told Samantha about it. He said I should bring her Danny's pet parrot. I think she said that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Samantha is the fish woman. She just hasn't undergone her experimentations yet, so. It's the kind of thing she would say. Note, during the week inventory, I noticed that 2 grubs are missing from the habitat. Julia's sleazy friend from Mind Transfer has been hanging around our department lately, and he's expressed an overly keen interest in our specimens. Did he take them? And for what? Hey, Dr. Goa, how's it going? Happy Friday to you, too. Story time with Uncle next. Yes, a lot of reading in this game in stasis. Message from Sharon Cayne Musk. Your bird got into Samantha's birthing lab somehow and was killed. There may be some consolation to know that despite such a regrettable tragedy, we've gleaned valuable information about Samantha's behavior in the process. She prefers to prolong the suffering of her prey. For example, this could be useful in our research. Sorry about that, Shannon. How many more items do we have to read here? 6. I think that John and Julia are both talking to each other. Between the food poisoning epidemic and a frustrating lack of real progress in our department, and our consistent refusal to properly acknowledge me as part of the family, I guess everything is a bit volatile at the moment. Samantha thinks it's hilarious, but I'm questioning my own precarious position in the middle of things now. John is locking himself up in his office and skulking all day. Isn't exactly helping me, and Julia's sullen disregard is now turning into blatant hostility. Not fucking constructive, Sharon. Okay, so that was the 6th, 18th. Samantha has been sort of subdued for the last week or so. She won't tell me what the problem is. I'm supposed to read something here about, like, temperature. We need to do something with temperature in this game. So, Danny Boland is enforcing new atmosphere maintenance regulations, ostensibly to eliminate thermal fluctuations in food storage as a possible reason for ration spoiling. I suspect it's pretty revenge for the parrot incident. Petty revenge. With the temperature now kept below the habitat's usual 95 degrees, however, Samantha's grubs are drowsy and morose. That's important. We can't have the temperature below 95 degrees for the grubs. We need to make sure they multiply. I visited the atmosphere control room today to see if I could adjust the temperature in our labs, and I made the most intriguing discovery. Somebody has been collecting body parts and making some sort of thing, an organic simulacrum, maybe. I must assume this is the most secret, obviously. This is some secret, obviously, desperate new research development in Dr. Adams' department. So I've told John and Julia about it. Tensions have now been temporarily forgotten as our team redoubles its own efforts to resolve the problems of advanced organ regrowth. Samantha has become increasingly uncooperative, though. I think she liked it when everybody was preoccupied with circumstantial drama and not her. Kombucha? Possibly. We're supposed to do something with grubs in this game. I don't know exactly what, but I think we're supposed to grow them into something. Let's see what else is here. I suppose the flagellation thing could have clued me in on his predelication for kinky sex stuff, but that is a whole other level. I won't lie though. Kind of hot. What are they into? Clinical improvement of my mobility and speech issues is limited, however, so that's a bust. Shit. Should be the last one, right? 19th, and then we got an email. I shouldn't have taken his fucking assignment. I'm not even directly related to Cayne, only through marriage. And my second cousin's at that. But here I am, stuck in this crumbling science museum, sleeping with a decrepit zealot pervert and trying to mend my troubled relationship with the creature from the Black Lagoon because it's the only real meaningful thing I have in here. What have I become? Sharon, we need to discuss the situation with Samantha. It's important. Meet me in the birthing lab Nexus in 15 minutes. Okay, we got another code to unlock. That's important too. That should open the next door. That's really what we needed out of this. Everything else is just garnish. Bloodstained bed. She's talking about there being like brain matter on the floor or something. The cloying stench of putrefaction hangs like a pall over the plastic pallet. Personal data tag printer. The inside of the tube is encrusted with ice, perhaps as a result of cryogenic freezing. A low hum radiates from the brain nutrient tank. Let's go there. Oh, okay. That's where the brain is.
Personal data tag printer. Oh, PDT. This must be how they're making the security tags.
There must be an easier way.
This facility seems to do things the hard way. I've heard of spinal tagging on animals, right into the nervous system. Maybe this is like an upgrade?
Yeah, that's what...
Animals.
Sure we are. We're just meat puppets.
Meat puppets? You had an interesting childhood.
Hi, friend. I'm Ralph. Let's print a PDT together.
Ralph? Okay, Ralph. I was gonna say, they imprint the PDT tags in people's spines, which is kind of crazy. Do we even need to do that? I don't think we need to do that yet. We need a blank PDT, a PDT template, and a cryo regulator, which we don't have, so we'll come back for that. Right now, we'll open the other possible doorway. The Groom Lake was the name of the ship in stasis. I'm not so sure we're actually on the Groom Lake. But we're definitely in a research lab that's related to what was going on there. I don't know why they're just going to put another ramp here for her to go up that way, rather than having to run around the whole place. Did you figure if you could cut down that body hanging from the crucifix? No. I did not, and I think it might be a red herring. Speaking of meat puppets, I would have probably stayed there for a good hour trying to cut it down or figure out what to do with it. But I don't think it's actually we need to do anything with it. And there was that room with all the doors in it that we couldn't get open. Apparently there's nothing to do with them either, so that's what made the game a little frustrating for me. The Birthing Nexus Lab. This, that, 1, 2.
Is there anything else you can make out around you?
No. A deep thumping noise. Like a machine.
Another generator, maybe? Focus on the last thing you do remember.
I can't. There are flashes. A hospital. Family. Well, they didn't like me much.
Join the club.
They wanted what I have.
Oh? What's that?
Money. My name. Then they left me. Or I pushed them away.
Why?
They weren't good enough. They weren't willing to put in the hard work. Wanted to be given things. Given. The things that I bled over.
Well, I don't talk to Mother anymore. And my dad, well, no clue who he is. She was distant. Maybe she was always like that. Maybe I was just unlikable. She sure made it clear, often enough, that I was too much like him. That she saw too much of him in me.
I'm sorry, Hadley. Sometimes we unintentionally hurt the ones we love.
Such greeting card bullshit. You don't hurt the people you love the people you love.
She can get along with her family, it appears. Somehow she got pregnant, though, and we don't know how. Project Samantha is off limits. I wonder if we have to go there eventually to see Samantha. They've been doing experiments, we know that, and trying to like be able to clone embryos in like a matter of like a week, so you could have a baby in like maybe 2 weeks and stuff like that. And I wonder if she was part of that experimentation. Okay, these are the grubs. This room looks very familiar. We were down here before. There's a terminal. Well, we're all on the same floor now, but... Julia Kern logged in. Incidents. Vlad was temporarily removed from the habitat using a baited, contaminated canister. Okay, I'm gonna guess they named all the grubs. Mal consumed 5 appendages from Nero. Have supplied raw meat and plasma to encourage brood gas production. Blob produces an excess of nootropic vapor, which resulted in low visibility in the habitat. 1 cubic meter of gas was shipped to the Kern lab for the subjugation of Samantha. Vlad was returned to the habitat. Attila has started the metamorphic process. I've applied a metabolism inhibitor in order to inhibit stage 2 maturation. The grubs are responding negatively to maternal vocal calls. There was a possible rupture in the grub containment enclosure that is causing a brood gas leak that is in turn agitating Samantha. Habitat humidity reduced from 84 RH with a 512-hour hibernation cycle. First of all, I'm making a note of the crew facility's passwords in case Boland locks me out again. Okay, that's the next door we need to open. So after this, and more than likely I'll play it on tomorrow's streams. Zergs? Yeah, they could be Zergs. That could be what they're working on here. Yeah, so tomorrow's stream, if we finish this game, and when we finish this game, whether we finish it today or tomorrow, I'm going to start playing Blood. The old school horror first-person game. I've tested it to see how it works with stream, with OBS, and I've gotten so into it, I've already played it for 3 hours outside of stream, but it is so good. Okay, atmosphere readout.
Oh, God. It must smell terrible in there. Gag just thinking about it.
We don't want to go in there. It's cold right now, so we need to... It's a retrieving platform. We need to be able to raise the temperature, I think, above 95, possibly. Atmospheric environmental control. How do we get to that? I think these buttons would do something, or these lights. They don't. Read the terminal, note down the access code at the end, note down the humidity required to enable grubs. 84 RH. Hey, Shido, how are you? How's your day? Happy Friday. Last barrier. Alright, I think that's all we can do for now. Warm? Yeah, it got warmer here too, but I think it's like 79 really. It's not Fahrenheit. It's not too too hot, and I think it's gonna get colder starting Sunday. Tomorrow it's supposed to be close to 80, I think.
Jesus.
You're scared?
Heck yeah, I'm scared. This place. Could create
41? Wow.
Monsters.
Even in October still, huh? It's crazy. An authoritative voice broadcast from a tiny recording device. Let's check it out.
John Kern, note to self, all that have not fins and scales in the seas, and in the rivers,
105,
all
yes.
that move in the waters, and of any living
bad.
thing which is in the waters, they shall be an abomination unto you. Leviticus 9:10.
I hope you're indoors, air conditioning. Lacerated ribbons of flesh and muscle tissue frame the shattered vertebrae like some grotesque work of art. A mangled PDT clings to the spinal cord. Can we get that? PDT is probably what we need to create the tag in the other room. Always hot. Oh, in Brazil? You're in Brazil. Okay. I didn't realize that. I thought maybe you were in Europe like Tikaru, but yeah, Brazil is pretty warm all year round. As much as I like the warm weather, I don't envy 41 degrees Celsius. No, it's okay. My bad. If you did, I'm my bad.
someone. They were trying to grow.
Brazilian.
Cloning is unpredictable. Cloning an individual is impossible.
It sounds like they were using something special. Something called Samantha.
Welcome, Shido. I think you're the first person from Brazil who has been to my stream. Welcome. No, Cayne will not allow it. He knows his plan and he knows that it ends me. What is he trying to do? Harvest something? Our Leviathan is Samantha. Nothing on Earth has her equal, a creature without fear. That's why you write everything wrong? Nah. I completely understand you when you're typing or writing. Your English ain't bad. Hot and humid in Brazil year-round, or some parts are dry or cool? I would think there's mountain regions that might be cooler, but it's very close to the equator, so. Never again will he die. Never again will he feel pain. Never again will he leave us. He will be reborn of his own duplicate's flesh and not that of Adam's. And his ridiculous mind transfer parlor tricks. We're getting closer. Our next patient has undergone a new and improved genetic fusion procedure that is reacting well. The spinal cord has been killed, meaning that the dead cells will need to regenerate and reform to a functioning spine. No signs of physical rejection thus far, and cellular regeneration is slowly beginning. It should reconstruct itself overnight. Our Lord has stricken us with the inadequacy. We have failed yet again. This is my fault, and I must always accept responsibility. This time I've added hooks to my whip, and I shall flagellate until dawn. What? I will elaborate on the results after I've taken time to reflect. That is a weirdo. Southern California near Disneyland? How's the weather there today? In California now around this time. Just curious. I have friends who live out there. They're more in the northern Los Angeles region, but... Nah, my English is acceptable by now, but I started trying watching Tikaru and typing in chat last year. You could see most wrong English ever. Alright, you're learning. All is forgiven. It's not your first language. Nice 70s over there? Cool. I was in LA and San Diego last April for the first time, and it was pretty nice out there. Using Samantha's DNA with the patient caused the newly regenerated spinal cord to expand drastically, forcing the vertebrae to audibly pop into 7 halves. Soon after, the patient's immune system attacked the rogue spinal cells, which in turn retaliated by killing off all other attached nerves. In the end, the patient succumbed to asphyxiation as the new cells burned through oxygenated blood more quickly than the lungs could produce it. Another failure, but not a wasted body. Praise be. I spent the day, or at least most of it, reflecting on our Savior's brilliant plan. The pieces slide into place. Samantha, myself, and the almighty Cayne in the same facility. The planets are aligning, the end draws near, or perhaps the beginning. There is so much to read here. Come on. I'm not going to read everything. I'm going to skim through it to see if there's anything important in here. He's talking about hygiene. Yeah, San Diego is really nice. San Diego is really nice. We actually stayed not in LA, but in Santa Monica, because it was our first time in there, and I had friends who lived in Culver, so we weren't too far from them. It's really nice out there. I want to go back though, because I want to see all the touristy parts of LA. I want to go to the, the Chinese theater, see all the handprints and stuff. Traffic kills LA. Yeah, I noticed, but traffic's very okay, there's 40 minutes of traffic, and then there's no more traffic, and then there's traffic again, and then there's no more traffic. Here where I live in NYC, it's like traffic, you have traffic, it could be for hours. There's no break. So it's a little bit different. This guy's talking about God. Connected limbs. After some struggling, he regenerated within hours. Hope you don't mind I'm not like skimming through this, otherwise... Chronicles 21:14, is that an actual book in the Bible? The fungus is having a observable impact on the cellular regeneration process. They ran into fungus on the Boom Lake in stasis. Samantha contracted several demonic scrawls into... Scratched several demonic scrawls into an insignificant employee's back. I warned him not to get close to the succubus. He is the devil. Sometimes we need to make a deal with hell to get closer to heaven. Still quoting the Bible. For the love of Cayne, I shall rise above. Work of Adams. Will not rest until he has returned to intervene. From this point forward, I live for nothing else. Manta's escape today is likely to be the first of many, and we will eventually run out of ways to subdue her. The re-engineered grubs are producing a potent gas that is driving the beast to fluster. Okay, we never got a good look at Samantha in the second game. She was in an iron lung. Yeah, we have the last call at 1:30 a.m., so there's not all-night traffic, but it's still bad. I hear you. No bridges or tunnels, though. No snow either. That's the good part. As I get older, I am less tolerant about snow. Running machinery. Accurate smoke loops, the melted circuitry, and plastic. I don't think there's anything else in here for us. There's a lever. I think this is for a puzzle later on.
That was nasty.
The heck is this? This is like a womb. This is like the torso of a female. The uterus made of flesh and machine. That is sick. Broken lever mechanism. The lever seems to be violently snapped off at the base of and disposed of. Alright, we'll have to come back here for this. Floating corpse. Let's try to get into the crew quarters. Yeah, that was kind of bizarre. Is anything? We have another door we could open, so let's try that. Actually, we gotta go back here. Ultimately, we have to get in this elevator and leave. I don't think we're on a spaceship. I think we're like underground. I've always wanted to go to Brazil. Maybe one day I'll make my way there. Never been to South America. Brain emulation lab. That's the wrong place that we're trying to open. This is what we're trying to open.
It worked.
This can't be how I meet my end. I have so much more inside of me. I have so much more to give to the world.
Yep, this wasn't my plan either. This wasn't how it was supposed to be.
You're young. You can get through this.
And then, I'm stuck. Stuck with a baby. It's not a life. Not fair for either of us.
There are other choices.
Bingo! I did make a choice. It didn't end well. Women in my family have bad luck with babies. I'm continuing a proud family tradition.
Yeah, you're right. There was no traffic here either during COVID. It was just wonderful. Like, I would... Just to get out of the house, I would jump in my car and just, like, drive aimlessly for, like, half an hour. Just get on the highway and just drive and then turn around and come back. Because nothing was open. There's nothing to do. And sometimes I'd drive, like, 2-3 hours, and I'd find the same exact parking spot, like, which is unheard of here in the city. Like, the parking spot was empty because nobody else was driving and no one was pulling the car in there, so it was so easy to park here. And there was nobody on the roads either. Machu Picchu one day? Yeah, that would be cool to see. There's a lot in South America to go and visit.
So, this is where the monsters play.
Still no sign of anyone?
Do plants count? This horrible place must have had more people around.
Hey, what's this? Bent stripper pole. Really? The steel pole is damaged, but it's probably still useful somehow. I have a feeling we need this. Yeah, parking here in New York City is like militant. If I wasn't working from home, I probably would have had road rage by now. But luckily, I've been working from home for the past year and a half. Well, 2 years now, so. Boombox? This is a retro cassette loaded into the deck with the label Broseph Megamix number 69. It's okay. Holographic eye. It's seeing things you wouldn't believe. Menus ready to eat items include the space soup and space special. So we are in outer space. Juca-Cola is very popular in outer space in the future, by the way. I think we determined this takes place in the year 21 something or rather. Lots of people in New York City don't even have a driver's license thanks to public transit. Is that true? That's true. I'd say in Manhattan, you'd have people who don't need a car. I'd say about 75% of the people don't have a driver's license. Or they probably do just to have ID. And then in the suburbs, I'd say it's more like 40% don't have a driver's license. I find it useful to have a car. I like going on road trips, I like getting out of the city, so I've always had a car for that reason. But if I lived in Manhattan or east of where I live, I probably wouldn't bother with a car. The only people in Manhattan who drive are on Seinfeld. Very true, Ranscott. Or taxi drivers or Uber drivers. That's for sure. Yeah, even Seinfeld was unrealistic. They lived in Manhattan, they all had cars. Smoldering debris. The steel wreckage radiates an immense amount of heat. The air above it, hazy and distorted.
I never know if I should be shouting for help or keeping quiet. Hello? Hello? Shit. Okay, keep it quiet.
Yeah, you don't want any of that. Ripped open door. Dense oxygen gardens. The facility uses these hydroponic altices as a natural, unmechanical method of replenishing its oxygen supplies. Alright, we got something here, a PDA. Let's go check it out. I should get up there, though. The door there. Ripped open door. Locked crew quarters. This apartment belongs to Cindy Milan. Locked crew quarters. Locked crew quarters. Locked crew quarters. Are we supposed to go see Cindy Milan? Was it Dr. Milan in stasis? Could be his mother or daughter or something. Incredible forces bent the platform, so we can't get up there. Let's go in here. There was an episode of Futurama where he was obsessed with green soda drink and found out it was made by alien slugs. He couldn't stop drinking it.
Terribly decorated.
I think I remember that. I love that show. Terribly decorated. There's just blood everywhere. Julia Kern. Okay. Like someone I used to work with. Daddy is anxious. He won't admit it, but I think the idea of having Cayne in stasis here bothers him. He knows his work is coming along slowly. He's scared to fail in his holy light, but knows that he will. Be reading here forever. Skim through it. Daddy. Joseph is so special. Do you ever feel like something is just meant to be? I don't know, but it's best feeling in the world. Babysitting Samantha's brood is easier when I know I can go see him afterward. Brood gas. This is Cayne's daughter, I guess. Or someone's daughter. This is the woman whose PDA we had before, the woman who had the stroke. This is the woman she was talking about who she couldn't stand. Sounds like they hate each other. Ooh, fungus. They say it's all inside the ventilation system now, and it's now starting to settle on the outside of the vents. Maybe that's why everyone's got food poisoning. How long has this stuff been around? It smells like old feet. Blah, blah, blah. Dr. Adams has done it. He's mapped Cayne's mind into a new host and no rejection. This isn't how it's supposed to happen. Daddy just needs more time. I've rewritten the results and updated the ARM computer with Joseph's login details, but I'm not sure how long I can keep this up. Cayne, help us all. Yeah. Joseph struck me hard access across the face. Does he know that I've been sabotaging the research? He called me Grubelina, which, while he ravaged me with some over-the-knee spanking and whips slightly across my back. People are crazy. Does he still love me? I know he does. It's a blessing from Cayne. Samantha broke free today and killed 5 security guards. Why is this good? I managed to sneak over to Ralph during the commotion and print a PDT. I used Joseph's high-level security clearance details, also managed to grab a blank one. I'll save it for a rainy day. Okay, so the blank PDT is here. We need that to make one for ourselves. See if we can do it. Joseph has been cold towards me despite me submitting to another beating and some light strangulation. What the heck kind of kinky sex is going on this ship? Bueno and I are over, the bastard. He admitted to me that Adams paid him earlier this year to fuck a young girl. What? Was she prettier than me? Does she believe the pain is pleasure? No, this cannot continue. I'll lure Sharon over Samantha's cell and use Joseph's PDT to release Samantha on her. Just need a little human flesh to get the broodlings buzzing, and Samantha will do the rest. While the security thinned after the incident, nobody will ever find out. Even if they do figure it out, Joseph will get the blame. This is it. The power has just turned off for maintenance or something. I've decided to take care of that Sharon. And then I can say things straight for Daddy. Set things straight for Daddy. Praise be Cayne, praise be Cayne, praise be Cayne, praise be Cayne. You people are insane. Discarded equipment. A small light illuminates the device on the floor. Blank PDT. Perfect.
And it looks unused.
How do you know?
No blood on it. And it doesn't smell like rotting meat.
Cool. The personal terminal, mangled electronic safe. Vintage photographs, sterile polyester vignettes of some other place, some other time. Look at the safe.
Oh my god. I know him. I know this guy.
What guy?
There's a photo of... Oh, shit.
Old boyfriend?
Drunken bar night and a morning full of regrets. They paid for the procedure. They chose the hospital.
Who?
Cayne Corporation.
So he's the guy who got her pregnant. Interesting. Photo might come in handy if in case we gotta scan it for security. There's nothing else here. Burned out circuitry smolders behind the smashed screen. It's a portrait of an old man in a white laboratory coat. Radio? Damaged radio blares a static tune. Romance novels. What else do you have? Read the PDA. The blood-sodden sheets have dried like a scab over the bunk. Lovely. I'll make sure there's no other items here. Alright, so now we gotta go all the way back to the Burton lab, apparently. Let's do a save.
I love Juca-Cola. Love it.
They say it's made from people.
Juca-Cola is made of love and happiness.
Soylent Green. Or whatever, what's his name was he drinking in Futurama. Table and chairs. The drab plastic mundanity of this crew lounge is but a moment's respite from the horrors unfolding around it. Scented greenhouse. Soylent Green, yes. Coca-Cola is made of people! I have that movie on Blu-ray. Somebody gave it to my wife as a gift, and she just, like... I don't know why they would do that. I think it was a joke. They just handed it back to me. She just handed it to me, and she's like, here. Slurm. That's right, Slurm. It was Slurm in Futurama. Right? Slurm. I remember that now. So is this the birthing lab, or is this where the grubs are? This is where the grubs are.
These little guys to control Samantha. And the gas they give off when they touch dead tissue calms her? I need to catch one.
No, I haven't fully watched it yet. It might be something I'll watch with my wife for Halloween. I don't even know if it's a horror movie. I remember watching Logan's Run. Yeah, Logan's Run was pretty interesting. Yeah, the Soylent Green I haven't watched, but... Okay, so we're back here. For what reason? Pick up the voice recorder. We did that. Grab the whip. There's a whip here? There really is a whip. The heck? People were kinky on this ship. Nah, more sci-fi? Yeah. Flagellation! Yes. Good old flagellation. Seen the PDA. Supposedly supposed to combine the stripper pole and the blade. Yeah, and now I think we can make a makeshift lever to use in place of the broken lever mechanism. I want to see what's going to happen with this womb once we do this. think the idea is to get whatever's going on here with this guy. He's got a PDT, so.
Holy Toledo.
Closing your eyes? You're gonna miss the best part.
I'll be darned. Like cracking open a lobster. I think I'm gonna hurl.
Never did like seafood.
Ugh. I think I'll be giving it a skip going forward.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. It basically opened up and like whatever was in it just fell out along with its organic fluid. Smells like an abattoir. Floating corpse. Now we can get the PDT, I think.
I can do this.
Yeah, you can do this. You got it.
Whoa!
Oh no, did they just kill her? Oh my god, what just happened to her? Where the heck are we? We're like in some kind of shrine?
That was nasty.
I can imagine. It's done, Dr. Goa. I hope it's done. The stasis pod here. The chef d'oeuvre of this perverse tableau. A limp body slouches between the cables and security of its life support apparatus. What the heck is this? Very Bioshock with big statues. Yes, this has got a lot of Bioshock to it.
Speak of the devil.
What do you see?
Cayne. I think this is Henry Cayne.
Hendry is dead.
Well, hallelujah then. He's here.
Alive?
In stasis. Yes, yes. I know you're in there. Trust me. I know. You don't have to remind me. I can feel you, all right?
I can feel you. Cryo control panel. Terminal controls and regulates the stasis pod. What can we do with it?
Oh, relax. It'll take months for you to thaw out.
The cryo unit, she took that. The kneeling children. Even the innocent must grovel in this obscene beatitude. Human effigies. Rapturous faces gaze into the light, praying from grace and absolution that will never come. Anything else in here? Grasping hands. It's kind of sick. Door opened. Oh, okay, so we came out this side of the lab. Return to the PDT printer room. I think now's the time to print what's on we need to print in there. I think it'll give us access to the next part of the game. Wait a minute. Not right. Why isn't she walking through? There we go. PDT printer room. Let's go there. I think I'm in a different frame of mind this time, so like, and I'm playing with a walkthrough, so the game isn't as annoying as it originally was. The story is pretty cool, the concept. Timber crate, we've already looked at all this. We gotta go back and do the PDT, I think.
Brains.
Hi, friend. I'm Ralph. Oh, wonderful. Let's pray into PDT together. Hi, friend.
Okay, so where's the printer? This is the printer. Blank PDT? I doubt it. Alright. One of these items has to interact with us at this point.
Blank PDT accepted.
That fits nicely.
Blank PDT fits in. There's two other items, the PDT template and the cryo regulator. I think we have the cryo regulator. So broken PDT template, is the template this thing? There's the cryo unit.
Cryo regulator accepted.
Defrosted.
Yeah, the puzzles were way obscure. I got a little annoyed last time because I had to put protein powder on an ID card, and then, like, I was like, how does that solve a missing fuse? My first instinct was, let's go find a missing fuse. I ran around for like a while, and then I was like, what? I'm just gonna guess this is it. Nope. Voice recorder. Use the blank PDT. Where do I get the blank PDT from? And the broken PDT. Oh, we missed it in Julia Kern's room? No, we have the blank PDT, right? I need the PDT template. The broken PDT. Oh.
Template PDT accepted.
Awesome. Glad I don't have to touch that again.
Let's print it. Her voice sounds very familiar. I know it's like she's been in several games. I can't quite pinpoint it. I wonder if she's the voice actress from the game Siberia, which I streamed earlier this year. Sounds like it.
Oh, wonderful. Your PDT has been printed. Oopsie. An incorrect cryoregulator has been used. An overload is imminent. Goodbye.
What? Well, in the last game, Stasis, we had to have it removed from someone's spine. And you got to see the entire surgery. Something went wrong here. I hope she's still alive. She is a pregnant woman after all.
Okay. The security system is reset. The elevator should be open, and I have a PDT.
Excellent. Yes. I can hear the alert. You must be close.
In Stasis, you could die. There was only like 1 or 2 situations, but you were able to die. So, I'm gonna guess that you can die here in certain situations, but I won't take it for granted, so... Because the one time I didn't think I was gonna die in the other game, I ended up dying, so... Alright. The elevator. Can we get inside the elevator now?
What's wrong?
The barrier is torn to pieces.
Be vigilant, Hadley. I'm counting on you.
Do this. Be brave. You can do this. You're doing it.
See if we can get in this elevator. Hey, Case.
Oh, come on.
It's going well. How are you? Welcome to the channel. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's the woman who did the voice acting in Siberia. Well, if anybody's gonna die in this game, it might have been right there. Yep. We died. I didn't see Siberia on there. Siberia, Siberia, I think it is. Well, just wanted to see what this game is like. It's pretty interesting. It's the prequel to a game called Stasis. The story is pretty good in this game. Yeah, Siberia, Syberia. I think it was SI though. Yeah, I played that earlier in the year. I played 1 and 2, I never played 3. Yeah, it's a cool, like, point-and-click adventure game. It's horror-based. It's actually free. If you want to give it a spin, you can just go to GOG. I think you can download it for free. It's Cayne, C-A-Y-N-E. This is the prequel to Stasis. I like Stasis, so I figured I'd give this a try. Is this as good as Stasis? Maybe. Maybe. I think we need to go back in here. So we can't go up here otherwise she dies. Yeah, I had to skip that playthrough. My wife and I were gonna play that this winter. It's just, oh, Siberia, definitely. Check that out. Siberia 1 and 2 are good. 3, I don't know if 3 should have been made because it's so much different than the first 2. Like, the story ends after the second Siberia, so the fact that there's a third one is kind of like, kind of like a cash grab, I guess. We just came from the PDT room, right? We're in the wrong area. I'm gonna go back to the PDT room and see what's up there. I really like Siberia. It's one of the better point-and-click adventure games. No, wrong room. I meant the PDT room. This was going to be a really short, like, game, but... Where was the PDT room? Down here. So far it hasn't been. We've made it through 2 streams. I do love me some point and clicks. Awesome. I do too. I do too. I've played through a lot of them. Streamed a couple too, like Monkey Island series I streamed. I streamed Siberia. I'm gonna play some more this winter too. Obviously I played Stasis, and now this one, which is a more modern point-and-click adventure game. See what's going on in here. Melted surgery bed, scorched terminal. Is there anything else I need in here? Twisted remains. What's this? No, we already read that. I don't need that. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything else here. Let's move on. I lurked your playthrough of Techno Babylon a long time ago. Oh yeah! Yeah, you were here for that? I love that game. It was pretty cool. At one point, the creator of the game even stopped by the channel, which was cool. He gave away a copy of the game. That was such a cool game. I like a lot of those modern, retro-looking point-and-click adventure games like that. Although they're supposed to come out with a sequel of it. Yeah, you remember that. Cool. Welcome back. Yeah. They're supposed to come out with a sequel of it, but it's going to be in 3D. And I think it was supposed to be out already, but maybe COVID kind of held them back. Alright, so we got to do something here, I think, with this boombox. Voice recorder. If I take the voice recorder and put it up to the boombox, what happens?
Voice file captured.
Can I get a JOSEPH?
Weird. Voice recorder, Joseph Bueno. A retro tape cassette is loaded. So, what does this play now? Anything? I think I'm gonna have to use that for something. The floor has been melted, so we can't do anything with that. We can't go through any of these doors. I'm assuming at some point we come out this way. Because there's a PDA up there that I can't get to. Passageway.
I'm gonna light pants on fire with pure sensual energy. Oh, and free drinks on me. Tell them Bueno sent you.
According to this, there's some kind of, like, fire extinguisher in the brain room, but I don't see it. The brain emulation labs. Brain emulation labs. Okay, we gotta go back there and get a fire extinguisher. And then we're supposed to use it on the fire, and we should be able to climb up that ramp where we just were.
Hadley, my dearest little girl, my sweet creature. You're alive.
Do you know me?
Know you? Oh, my girl. I know you better than you know yourself right now.
Oh, God.
Adams will suffice.
Hadley, you need to go.
No.
And how is the masterpiece inside of you? Healthy, I hope. Growing quickly now, I'm sure. It's nearly time.
What do you mean?
Our baby, Hadley.
Don't talk about my baby. Why did you take me?
You were the right person in the right place at the right time.
Can you help me get out of here?
Trust him. Out of here? Don't worry about getting out. Security will be here soon. They'll set this all right. Just come. Wait here. This is the safest room in the facility. Here. Closer to me.
I don't think so.
Okay. Dr. Adams. Wheezing obscenely with every breath, he watches Hadley with a smug, sanctimonious sneer. I didn't expect to see him here. Lacerated flooring panels. Smoldering flames, plastic-covered chair. There's a PDA here. Let's have a look here. Fire suppression cylinder.
What's that thing out
Okay.
there?
Samantha, a grotesque violation of genetics, but she is locked away. Joseph managed to lure her behind the loading fence. Quite the action hero, our Joseph. He did die rather spectacularly.
The fence has been ripped open, and your experiment is going to tear us all to pieces.
No. All three of us will be safe very soon. Then we can carry on where we left off.
I said don't talk about my baby.
All three of us. Oh, he must mean the baby too. Check out the PDA. It would have been cool if they had voice recorders instead of PDAs, all of them.
Most of that information may be a little above your head.
Tempted to stick around just to see this place burn.
Dr. Simon Adams. Yeah, if her voice wasn't in Siberia, maybe it was in Republic. But I definitely heard her voice in many other games. I'll have to look it up after this. The Day of Love. Not that it means much to senescent bachelor like me, but oh, an old man can dream, can he not? For old men have nothing but dreams to keep them awake in the sleepy, languorous twilight of their years. One might suppose, and a dream of love is a salve on the chap's unrealized passion, his grief, his regret. My work in the facility is a different matter entirely. However, Cayne has already been delivered to us in stasis, which we already found and basically like thought him out. And I still haven't succeeded with even a single subject. The most exasperating problem indeed, not least as this would be only the start of my own ambitions, my own renaissance. Dr. Milan's research has demonstrated that consciousness is nothing more than a program. A set of equations and instructions and conditional arguments. It can't be replicated and it can't be transplanted. But much like the body's immune response may reject a transplanted limb, so the body's most basic neural encoding, its inherent sense of self, or what Freud called the id, may also reject a transplanted consciousness. The question is how to suppress that encoding, how to suppress perhaps the human soul itself, and instead of looking for an answer, instead of solving the predicament of human mortality, I am dreaming of Joseph Bueno eating me. And it's rather arousing. Okay. Crazy people on this ship. Now here's an intriguing coincidence. I have discovered that a recent but otherwise bureaucratically insignificant employee in the facility is related to Cayne. The genealogy is tenacious, but definitely established. Could a genetic component be the solution to our problem? Acquisition could be precarious, but a man finds luck where opportunity and preparation meet. And this man could use a bit of luck. I have an opportunity, so now to prepare. April 2nd. Hank is mostly my fault. I named him after his own late father, a man I confessed I despised for reasons too numerous and humiliating to disclose here, but my colleagues in the lab call him the hobo. I should probably be insulted on his behalf, but I'm not sure I blame them. He might be a kind of ersatz son, but he is undeniably peculiar. Alright, I don't know who Hank is. And Joseph is the sort of man I'd always wish I could be. French project is absurd. The regrowth of organs is only a temporary solution to the permanent problem of inevitable infirmity. So they were basically creating like clones and organs out of clones. They were taking, like, harvesting their organs for like rich people to receive transplants so that they continue living and stuff like that. And the Stasis game is about the ship Groom Lake, which originally was a mining vessel, but because space is unregulated at this time, they sent it out into space so that they could do all these unregulated, gruesome experiments on human beings. So they would like kidnap people, bring them on board the ship, put them in stasis, do some crazy shit to them. And we're finding out here Hadley was impregnated for that purpose of, I guess, producing a baby that would give an organ to Dr. Cayne. Yeah, Chaos, it's insane. It's really grotesque and horrible. We had a series of accidents in the lab. Actually, I suspect sabotage of some sort. I found some discrepancies in our security access logs, but the joke's on whoever is responsible. Because the earlier terminations of our last two host batches... I didn't bring my water with me. I gotta get water. Our last two batches has provided a convenient subterfuge for the requisition of my own special order. Now I can watch it on the ultrasound monitor 24 hours a day. All other priorities rescinded. Emergency situation elsewhere in the facility. Although the details are infuriatingly, if unexpectedly ambiguous, as per official company protocol, I've started the arduous process of backing up my lab work. But if a full evacuation is called, I could close the most crucial progress I've made on the project. Progress which has in fact come almost full term. Yeah, that's it. December 15th. He's one sick bastard. Fire suppression foam. We have the fire suppression canister. Let's see if we can go use it in the other room.
Hadley, you can't leave me.
Oh yes, I can. Oh yes, she can, I mean. PDT printer room? No, we gotta go back here and use the thing. By the way, the Joseph Bueno they keep referring to is the guy who's on the voice recorder.
Yeah, the beat goes on. Don't forget your free autographed photo of me.
See if we could open this area up using the fire suppression cylinder. The fire extinguisher.
Excellent. And I totally knew it was going to do that.
Nice. Now we can come upstairs, right? No?
Nothing.
Oh, she's gonna make it.
That's what scares me. The idea that when we die, there's just...
Feel like you've seen the gain engine before?
It's not nothing. Sounds like you have a life most are envious of. You have kids, right? A real family. Like people know you exist. Real life. Some of us never got off the starting line.
You will have a family, soon.
When I die, I want to leave something behind. You have that. I have student debt and a goldfish.
Your legacy is the child inside of you.
This baby deserves more than what I could ever give. Deserves to be part of something. Something bigger than me. A family. A home. A future.
The developer is the Brotherhood, and they made 3 games to date, and one of them came out not too long ago, I think February this year, and it's also an isometric adventure RPG kind of game. I can't remember the name of it, but my guess is you saw that one before you saw Stasis and Cayne. It was like it takes place like in the outdoors. It's not like a cyber sci-fi kind of adventure game, so maybe that's the one. But it's the same kind of isometric investigation. Joseph Bueno. I don't even want to know. Oh wait.
What the hell was I thinking?
I don't even want to know what happens in the lab. Keep a bunch of pregnant bitches locked up in one place long enough and shit's gonna go down. Everybody knows that. But with Cayne arriving next month and now this fucking disaster, security is getting tighter than my glutes on my legs. On leg day? Laughing out loud. Ha ha ha. Gotta use that line at the interdepartmental mixer later. Between this, my new skincare regime, and that baby let's make a DNA helicase and unzip these jeans t-shirt, those sluts from the organ grinder are going to be slip and sliding off their seats. This guy's sick. I hit the jackpot, hit it, but didn't quite hit it. But didn't quit it, if you know what I mean. And to keep the plate spinning because her name's Julia Kern and she's only, wait for it, Professor Kern's daughter and his assistant. He's a solid 6.8 out of 10. Maybe even a 7.1. She'd shut the fuck up, nice deltoids more importantly, though she's in charge of Samantha and the grubs. I played this right and I've got free tickets to the organ grinder's petting zoo whenever I want. More like heavy petting zoo. Major threesome potential? That guy's an asshole. They also made Beautiful Desolation, but I'm unfamiliar with that one. Yeah, Beautiful Desolation came out in February of last year? It's on my wish list. I want to see what it's like first, get some reviews, because for as good as Cayne's story was, it's like the puzzles were kind of like, eh. So I want to find out more about Beautiful Desolation before I go ahead and pick it up. New batch of hosts is gonna feel that burn tomorrow. I might even cop a feel off Samantha. Just thinking about it getting me so hot. Samantha, what? Got some annoying new guy bothering us in the lab. Julia gave me a grand tour around the organ grinder yesterday. Spare larvae. Special projects. Special projects. Gotta keep myself busy, you know. Something wrong with the food. Managed to grab the larvae incubator and the 2 grubs while everything else is in the lab was cramming the... well, everybody else in the lab was cramming the toilets. Hello, Grubette and Grubelina. We did steal those grubs. Adams paid me to hook up with some chick off-site last night. He gave me a bunch of performance enhancement pills. Like this sexual Tyrannosaurus needs it. This guy, like, is a total dumbass. He was very insistent about that. I didn't know he was into kinky voyeur shit. I had to get a video proof and everything. Actually, I kind of thought he was into me. That old creeper eyeballs me, like constantly. Does that make me some kind of like hot wife, but a dude version? Is that gay? Whatever, it's cash in the bank and Julia won't ever find out. Like, we didn't already have enough shit stains around the facility. Cayne has sent us a fucking health and fitness officer to sort out the food problem, instead of sending us more food. What the hell are those corporates smoking in the boardroom? Because I could use some of that. I have a feeling that we are on the Groom Lake, and this is completely the prequel to that Stasis game. I thought maybe it took place somewhere else, but it feels like we're on the Groom Lake. Based on what's going on here, went on through the first game. Dude, I am totally the new resident DJ in the crew lounge. Well, his music sucks, I'll tell you that. What kind of emergency drill with the elevator? Ugh, now somebody's fucking screaming in the corridor. Gotta go, brah. What is going on here? Let's go into his room. I'm assuming this is his room.
This room is much smaller than the other.
Maybe he drew the short straw.
This isn't the only small thing he has.
Oh. Painted portrait. Returning some holod discs by JB. Scribbled on the corner. Personal safe. I think this is where we need to play the recording. DNA sample required? Alright. Let's try this. I know it says DNA sample, but
Voice playback.
Sit back and relax, and let the brosif take you to a better place. Can I get a JOSEPH?
Voice input accepted.
now what? DNA sample still required. So why did you need the voice imprint? What do I got left? I got PDT, the whip. Let's try the photo. Maybe it needs like a picture imprint of him.
DNA accepted.
Ah, secret room. Would you look at that? What the hell?
Can you understand me? Do you need, at a loss for words.
This fleshy creature, its mouth sucks wetly at the stale air. Bloated teats heaving ponderously above a clammy, desultory accumulation of limb-like appendages that clatter and scrabble against the metal pen. What the heck? Is this Samantha? What do I have that I can use on her? Or it? A whip?
No! Oh, come on. I don't have the stomach for this.
All that for Grublink milk? Grublina milk. Oh, so this is the grub he stole. We never found what the other one was. The incubator's canister. We probably need this. Alright, we're getting there. Figuring this out. It's like a staircase or anything? No. That was pretty gruesome. Where to next? Destroyed power facility. The bed sheets. Yeah, there's nothing else here. Oxygen gardens. We don't have anything to do with that. Power facility. Where we killed, what was that guy's name? Danny Dane? Scottish sounding guy.
Don't want to take the phrase bun in the oven too literally.
Hey, Senor Jefe, how's it going? How have you been? Happy Friday. Hopefully finishing up Cayne today. I was a little annoyed at first with the prequel because a lot of the puzzles are illogical. But I decided to give it a second chance today, and I'm playing it with a walkthrough, and it's been a lot more enjoyable, I could say. So, Moon Logic, indeed. Very similar to Deponia in that sense, but the story is pretty good so far. It's pretty gruesome. Power generation. I think this is where we need to go. We're playing as Hadley. I think that's her name. She's a pregnant woman who woke up on this ship. She's supposed to have an abortion, and things kind of went to hell, let's say. This game's pretty sick and gruesome. Hadley, yeah. Incubation standard, DDT, Grubelina milk. Gotta figure something out with that. Oh, what did you guys end up watching on Sunday? Oh, we haven't watched a movie yet. It's gonna be on the 25th, I think, Sunday before Halloween. So we haven't watched it yet. So you're still in time if you want to join us. We're gonna take a vote starting this weekend on what we're gonna see. I have 4 movies so far that have been suggested. If anybody wants to suggest movies, feel free. Basically, we're doing a movie night on the Discord channel. Here's the info for the Discord. Oh, spelled it wrong. And I forgot the... There we go. There's the Discord channel. If anybody wants to come in for movie night, you're more than welcome to. It's free. It's just a community thing. Definitely join the Discord. If that Discord link does not work, please let me know. I'll fix it for you. Yeah, I'm taking suggestions for movies, and then we'll vote on them. We'll probably do 2, double feature. Instead of a stream that day, that's what we'll do. A couple of people have suggested movies so far, so I'll put it up to a vote then. The thermal magnetic circuit breaker. Damaged terminal. Yeah, we damaged it. We blew this whole place up. Access the destroyed power facility terminal. And on Camilleo's Discord, we watched The Thing last week. It was excellent film, as always. We need the ID of the grub terminal, it says. Right? The grub habitat ID is 668. All right. Sometimes she doesn't want to leave the room. Not sure why. So we need to go back to the room where they're worshiping the guy in stasis. I think it was the crew facilities. Was it? No, I don't think it was.
Pure sensual energy.
Go back. It was
Free drinks.
the hallway to the right. This one. And it was in here. Okay, so stasis pod. There's a terminal right here. I think I'm supposed to use something on the terminal. Not the milk, not the incubation canister. Let's try this. Can we use it? Kneeling stone idol.
Stupid Hadley!
I don't understand why she gets mad at herself like that when she's unable to actually solve a puzzle right off the back. It's the only thing I find kind of I don't like about the game. Like, she shouldn't be yelling at herself for that. Shrine room. Shrine room, okay. Is there another room here that I missed? No, this is the shrine room, so why? It's supposed to be a terminal here. Okay, that's the terminal. Just have to get in closer. Now we should be able to use this. Right? Use the PDT on the atmosphere control terminal. I do not see an atmosphere control terminal. I had to go to the shrine room and do this, but the terminal controls were in the other, the power generation room, I thought. Something's wrong here. Temperature control terminal. Either there's a room beyond this one, or I have no idea. Where this terminal is that we need. This is the room we destroyed. We basically turned it on fire. Shrine room. Oh, you know what? I know what the shrine room is. That's not the shrine room. Even though it says it's the shrine room. The shrine room is upstairs. At the beginning of the game. Why I couldn't figure that out. I was like, no terminal here for that. Nope, wrong way. This way. light on. No, I wasn't there. We have to go up here. The shrine room being the room with the dead human hanging from the ceiling with like the leg missing. That's what it is. I think that's the shrine room. This has to be it. This is where we enter the controls. Temperature. PDT required for access. We have that. Now the game is starting to make more sense. Area ID 668 is the ID we just got. Where is it? There it is. And 84 is what they told us. 84. And we also learned it had to be 95 degrees. That's why you gotta read everything in this game. You won't get the exact info. Oh, we got it.
Activity detected in grub containment habitat.
Alright. Solve that. Turn this light, it's like bright. There we go. Alright, so I think we're getting closer here to the end. Possibly.
The last thing I said to my son was to get out there and carve his own name into the world and stop relying on mine.
Did you mean it? Sometimes kids know that their parents say things they don't mean. My mom, the last thing she said to me was that I was the reason she was alone. That I sapped the life out of her from the moment I came into existence.
You know that's not true.
A small part of me knows that. A bigger part doesn't.
Bigger part doesn't. Alright, let's go back downstairs. I'm gonna go to grub habitat. Now everything's the right temperature in there, so... Clearly we're supposed to take one of these grubs. I don't know what we're gonna do with them though. Burton Nexus, Burton Nexus, that's where we need to go. Pretty agile for a pregnant one. Although they could have designed this better to where she didn't have to walk around the entire thing just to get through a door. They could have put a ramp on this side. Go to where the grubs are. Retrieving platform? Terminal. A little more spry now that we changed the temperature. Yes, information. Empty incubation canister. Use it in the retrieving platform. It's got to be a
Empty here.
baited grub canister. We put it in the other one.
Detected.
Use the baited incubation. Wait, what? How do we get the baiting incubation canister? That's how we do it. We create it. The bait being the milk from the other grub. The Grubbalina. We're baiting the grub.
Gotcha. What's your name? Frederick? No. Charles. Yeah, you're clearly a Charlie.
Wait. I think one of my sons was named Charlie.
Was?
He died. His mother. She never forgave me. It was my fault. I should have protected him.
People
Should've, could've, would've.
die. Sometimes you just can't do anything. Well, Charles, I think we're going to go back to Frederick. Fred.
Ready to grub. Okay, apparently now we need to go back to the destroyed power facility where we met Danny. Danny was the annoying Scottish guy.
If I can lure Samantha somewhere with Freddy, maybe I could kill.
Yes.
That's the idea. We gotta go back to the power facility and use the canister on Danny's dead body.
The next conversations I have with my children, it will be different. Second chances at life don't come around often.
Second chances?
Your dad would be proud of you, Hadley.
If he knew me, knew who I had become.
A survivor.
It's not my fault that I look like him, or act like him. And it's certainly not this baby's fault that I'm here. That's on me. I can't blame my child for where I am. I know that my baby is
Family.
family.
Oh, I'm curious to see where this ends, because she didn't want the baby to begin with, but now she's warming up to it. This is Danny Boland's body. This is Danny Boland's severed legs. We found them with his legs severed right here when we first got here. I think we're supposed to use the occupied canister on him. Can't imagine what's going to happen. Yeah, it's telling us to use it.
Okay, Freddy. Time to call Big Mama.
Nice. Put up the force field just in time to sever her in half. What sort of baby is it? It's a good question. With all the experiments going on here, I wouldn't know.
I can get help. I can find you now.
No time. The elevator. It's close. It's open.
I did it. We did it. This baby is going to be a fighter like his mom. I can feel it.
I know.
She doesn't want to give up the baby now. Now, who knows who this person with their voice is? Let's really evacuate now. Let's go back to the elevator. The elevator. You're going the wrong way. This way. Hello. The elevator. You can't get to the... Oh, you just... Yeah, that's right. Sorry, I thought there was a ramp on this side. There wasn't. He has to go the long way around. I don't know why they built this level like this. You make it out alive?
It's coming. The baby. The baby is coming.
I'm sorry, Hadley.
Oh God, it hurts.
I think you're right, Dr. Goa.
Wrong. There's something wrong.
Nothing is wrong. This is the way it was meant to be.
I don't understand. What is...
Hello, Hadley.
Oh my God. Cayne Research Vault 4454. Oh my God, she was underground. Is this like... What? That wasn't an elevator, was it? That elevator was just to get her to give birth. Look at this. That's the Groom Lake, the ship from Stasis, ain't it? So it seems like they're repairing it. Or building it. The baby was talking to her. You're right, that was the baby. We couldn't figure out who it was. It was the baby. Alright. Well, that was sick and twisted. I didn't expect that ending. The game itself was okay, I guess. Puzzles were kind of like crazy. The story was great though, I thought. More adventurous games. Changed language. Who wants to play it in French? Or we could play it in Spanish. That was interesting. I'm glad I played it. Not as good as Stasis, I thought. Puzzle-wise. Gameplay-wise. Story-wise, it had more depth. It had better graphics, too. Do you want more isometric adventures? Yeah, why not? Takes me to their GOG page, apparently. Yeah, if anybody wants to give Cayne a try, it's free. He gave birth to a Cayne clone, basically, yeah. That's basically it. If anybody wants to play it, it's free. GOG. Definitely check out Stasis too if you're gonna play this. I think it's worth playing Stasis and then this, especially since this was free. I would never would have paid for this, but not bad for a free game. So there you go. There's Cayne. Baby's heartbeat. Sick and twisted game. Pretty good. Pretty good. All right. Well, we have about 20 minutes. I'm going to start the next game. We're going to play Blood, Fresh Supply. Horror first-person shooter. I hope it doesn't get anybody sick from watching it. It's pretty fast action. It's like a Doom. It was made by Monolith, the guys who made Fear. It's not Fear, obviously. What was the dude from Total Recall that lived inside the other dude? Oh, I know who you're talking about. I can't remember the life for me, the guy's name, but I know who you're talking about. I wonder, yeah, this was kind of like that, wasn't it? It's kind of like that. Yeah, Blood was made by Monolith, the same people who made Fear. This was one of their early games. I played it earlier in the week just to test it out to see how it worked on Steam. And I've been playing it ever since, but we're going to start a clean playthrough tonight. Had a similar voice. Yeah, he had a similar voice too, right? Now I'm curious if that's where they got their inspiration for it. So let me change things up on Twitch, and we're going to play a little bit of Blood, and then I will continue it tomorrow night, obviously. I want to make it so that all widgets, that box, I want to make it so that the chat box doesn't always show. Okay, it's already set that way. Good. It's number one. No, this is not Blood the Vampire game. This is Blood the first-person shooter, Blood First Supply. I'm actually thinking about playing the Vampire game in the future, before at least the second game comes out. Heard nothing but good things about it, but that will probably happen until like next year, beginning of next year. I mean, we only got 2.5 months before next year comes. It's hard to believe this year went so fast.